do it for the love.
My name is Ant Thomas. Shout out to FlowLifeworld.com. I grew up right in Boston. I was born in Boston City Hospital before it was Boston Medical. I spent a lot of time in the South End. Spent like 10 years in the South End, Tent City. So I've been just about everywhere in the city in Boston. As far as like moving around, I had a young mom, so just around a lot. Graduating from Cathedral High School. Shout out to Panther Nation. You know, I just came back. We just won the Super Bowl, man. So shout out to my young boys at Cathedral for going and winning that Super Bowl. I was assistant coach for them. You know, giving back is important to me. So Cathedral, I went to Cathedral. I went to Latin school. I went to the Dearborn in Roxbury. Growing up in the South End, growing up in Boston, you know, everything is a competition. You had your hustlers, then you had just the street world. Like growing up in Tent City, had problems with everybody, but then like a square mile. So it's like you had to try your best to just stay focused, like have a seriousness about you, you know, so nobody would fuck with you, and you had to be ready for anything. Like I took that same type of swag to school, like the same hustling type environment, the same seriousness, and I'm the oldest of 8. So I had a lot of responsibility. I brought all of that to school, to my school life. So like I used to sell breakfast sandwiches, I used to sell brownies in school, just hustling, you know, and winning state championships and winning in football, you know. So sports, I feel like sports carried on like a lot of my life. Sports was a heavy influence in high school. I feel like I did everything with sports. So football and basketball really were vehicles that take me to different places, you know. For the most part, well, I won the state championship, so that was probably one of the biggest highlights, you know. Playing in the Fleet Center, I feel like that was pretty dope, and that was really what got me in front of those bright lights in the newspapers, and like that was probably the highest form of success, being a part of that, and also being being instrumental in the process of getting that gym built, because there wasn't a gym at Cathedral.
I remember that tree, because that tree down.
Yeah, remember it was just trees. It was a beat up park. Like that's what it was when I first got there. It was crazy, but we started winning, started bringing more attention to the school, started getting that PR, and I spoke at a lot of different events. I actually spoke at the groundbreaking ceremony. It was cool to be able to graduate, win the state championship, and be able to cut the ribbon for a gym for the future young people. I went to Bryant University. I graduated with a degree in global studies. I minored in business and Spanish. 2 weeks after I graduated, I was working at Ocean Spray. I love my city and I have hope that we can do better. And better can't happen with just talking about it. Like it gotta be the people who can graduate from the Bryant University, who can have a career, to come back and make sure that the engine is keep going, is making sure that we reinvesting back into our young people. Because y'all already know, man, you know it's a war out here. It's a war out here. Like Boston's small. So like if people have problems with each other, like a lot of people can end up dying in a short period of time.
But right now, Deuce Fan, please give it up for Deuce Fan. They sponsored this event. They helped sponsor this event.
I do it for the love.
Chronic tone. Ant Thomas. This is to my siblings, to my unborn children. I do it for the love, I do it for the love. I said I do it for the love. This is to my siblings, to my unborn children. I do it for the love, I do it for the love. I do it for the love. What's up, y'all? It's Ant Thomas. I'm at the National Museum of Afro-American Artists. Influence, we're just wrapping it up. We have the Influence freestyle behind us to close up the show. It's the wonderful Deuce Family sponsor. One of the Deuce Family members right here. We had Kwame speak to the people, which is wonderful. We had a lot of great talent. We have this is My Flow Life. We got FlowLifeworld.com behind the camera. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for y'all coming out. Royal TV was here. Jordana Salil was taking photos. We got a lot of great people. Sophia Thomas hosting. Man, I'm so glad about the turnout. Shout out to everybody who came. It's much love, much appreciated. Do it for the love. Make sure that you influence monthly poetry. Thanks for coming out. This is for the community. Make sure you come out second Thursday every month. Peace. Gangs can't be all bad. It's the focus and the aim though. The Panthers, Black Panthers could be looked at as a gang. You know what I'm saying? And the Black Panthers, they were building hospitals, they were building schools, and the government looked at them as a threat. Literally killed some people in the Black Panther Party. So it's like, gangs aren't all bad. And like, even when I went to school, like, I played football and basketball. Like, football and basketball, those are war sports. Really, when you really look at it, those are gangs. And those are gangs doing positive things. The mission of my company, Thomas ENT, is to help build personal and company brands. And I specialize in management and marketing. So I do event planning. And I started that event planning company with 5 other childhood friends and family members.
What's the name of the company?
Deuce Fam. Deuce Fam LLC. We're registered with the state, all of that. And that's stuff that people may not know, but you know, like, for me, it's important to have a business with my people. They don't want hip hop. Like, they'll tell you, yo, we'll get our license taken away if we have a hip hop event. Like, that's literally happened. Like, I've gone to, like, any event planner in Boston, any promoter, they'll tell you, if they're black, they'll tell you it's hard to get venues. You know why? Because we don't have proper representation in City Hall. With Deuce Fam, I create monthly and bi-monthly events, holiday events. So like, it's just to get everybody together. Like, I've thrown cookouts with 700 people in the backyard. Like, I'm going into my 5th year. So like, I'm sure the pre-4th, it'll be another 700 people in one backyard, no violence. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm all about. I'm all about bringing people together for progress. I was just talking to my DJ's Mix Swagger, and I was just talking to him and saying, like, we gotta work like a car, like the engine. There's one pedal, like, it can't be 10 people trying to hit the pedal. You know what I'm saying? Some people gotta be tires. Somebody gotta drive. You know what I'm saying? So if we figure out how to work together rather than work against each other, then we can really progress. Like, rhythm and flow are like the most important things in poetry. So hip hop is one of those things that are automatically accepted soon as you listening to it, because that beat got you rocking your head with it. I have a monthly poetry event called Influence, because I feel like the poetry influences the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Influences the music, because like, the world can tell you you're a failure, but sometimes you got that music in, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, I can do it. And I'm currently just trying to book more college shows. I'm trying to do get on the radio. I got to get more radio, more press, and just really just get my word heard. You can Google on me, Ant Thomas, and you can buy that. But I released it on 131. It was actually the 10-year anniversary for my Uncle Pep. It's crazy. It was 10 years ago, but so that was very important to me to release it on that date. And I don't have all original beats on this, so I'm about to release another Renaissance Man, like 2.0, with all original beats. And I'm gonna throw some more hooks. I'm gonna add a little bit more spice to it, and then I have for that's supposed to be promo for my album and book, Young Black Man. And with the Renaissance Man, I really just want to uplift the culture in hip hop. With the Young Black Man, that poetry book, like, I touch a lot of subjects, like love, being out of love, hating women, loving women. You know what I'm saying? Shackles, dreams of making something out of nothing. Mommy's help, mommy's not helping.
Those are all poems off your book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the album, the music album, is basically like, it's almost like a condensed version of the book. And it's like, it's music. Shout out to Gasso, 1981, 493 Blue Hood Lab. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my peoples. at MyFlowLife, FlowLifeworld.com. Focus and motivation. Ant Thomas.
You already know what it is.